Welcome to Equine Photo School. I'm your host, Ole Moss. Let's get into today's episode. We're still at the booth. We're still talking about all this booth stuff, right? So in this case, I've got the most important thing, hard drives. There are approximately 3 million pictures in this case right here. Throughout the years, I've taken these. This is the very first hard drive I ever bought. This is Ole's Images 1, and we got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way to the end. I started out with 2 terabytes. Pretty soon, the 4 terabyte ones became very inexpensive. So lately, I've been buying the 4 terabytes. But these are very, very nice. They're very inexpensive, and they do hold up very well. These first few, these used to be just stored in a cabinet. It was the worst thing. Going down the road in my travel trailer, that cabinet was at the very back, and sometimes it would fly open going down the road. I would stop somewhere and these hard drives would be scattered all over the floor. Okay, they've had a rough life. Now they all live in this nice thing because I became an adult and started taking care of my stuff. Not uploading pictures to your website as the event unfolds is costing you money big time. You need a system that integrates with your booth system so that your pictures get online as the event unfolds. People love instant gratification. All things being equal, if they could have it now, they would prefer to have it right this moment. So don't make your customers wait for a week or 2 weeks or 4 weeks. I've seen photographers make people wait 6 weeks before they can even look at their photo. The moment they step off of their horse, they just competed, that is the peak moment when they want to buy the picture the most. They are right up there at the top. It is downhill exponentially from there. So the longer they have to wait from that moment they got done competing until the moment that they purchased, they could cool way down to the point past where they even want to purchase it anymore. They just give up. Here at Equine Photo School, I have a course built just for you. It's called High Volume Workflow. It's inexpensive, it's quick to learn, it sets you up, it's easy, a little bit of front end work to do, and then from then on out, your booth crew takes over and they can handle it from there. It's super fast, it's super easy. I explain it all to you step by step. I walk you through exactly how to do it for any website. It doesn't matter. I also give you guys a bonus. For you guys that like to edit every single picture before people see it, I get it, it's cool, whatever. That's your ego talking. It's not helping you make money, but I'll tell you what, I put in a nice little bonus there at the end so that you can edit every photo before it goes online. Check out equinephotoschool.com to learn more. If you have a keen eye, you will notice that this is not anti-static foam, and it should be, right? So they make specific hard drive cases for this job, but I'd already had this case and I thought, well, it's got plug foam, and 2 rows of plug foam are perfect for these. Most of these hard drives, they just barely have wiggle room in there. Some of these really small ones, you know, 1 strip would have been good. For these little bitty SSDs, just 1 strip and not even a full, not as much, right? So as you can see there, there's all of my old hard drives. And then I have another duplicate of all of this with the backups, with the copy of each one of those. So that's really, really nice. I've talked about the software in other videos, how we carbon copy cloner to make sure they're all backed up all the time. Super good software, definitely recommend it. It works so good without you having to think about it every single time. That is great. This is just a nice thing to do, a nice thing to have that is super important. This is my heart and soul. This is where all the money is made or lost, right here. If these hard drives fail, you lose everything, okay? If it's not backed up, you lost it all. Like, it's done. You're toast. You want to take care of that stuff. Don't do what I did and throw them in a cabinet and let them fall out all over the floor. That's bad news bears, okay? This stuff, I started with a Pelican case that was smaller than this. When I had half as many hard drives, I filled that up, and then I got this bigger one. So you can start out with like the 1400 series and then go up to this one. This is a 1458. This works out perfect for these hard drives, but you can get yourself a case that is made for this with anti-static. That's cool too. The other thing is we have these for each of the showing stations too, each of the viewing stations. You'll see that we have one of these smaller ones. These are about 1 terabyte. Sometimes they're 500 gig if you really want to go cheap. It does not pay to be cheap, so get the 1 terabyters. What's nice about this is you can keep the last 3 to 5 events on each of these hard drives. That's cool. If somebody roped last weekend and they come to this weekend too, and they say, hey, I want to look at my pictures from last weekend. You say, no problem, we got them right here. No big deal. You just look them up just like you would any other thing. If it's older than that, we only keep the latest, like I said, 3 to 5 events on these little ones that are over at the viewing stations, and then anything else we just pull up one of these other ones. If it's older than that, they say, hey, you know, remember like 3 years ago you were at this arena and I didn't go get my pictures, can I look at those? Happens almost every weekend. I have this in the booth all the time, and we'll just pull out and say, oh, it's on this one, because we look in Lightroom in the library. That's why one of the many reasons I love Lightroom so much. You just look in the library, you figure out where it is, boom, you figure out what hard drive it's on, easy peasy, love it. So you have one of these for each of the viewing stations. The other reason why you do that is if you have one of these Mac Minis go down, your computer goes down, you gotta go buy a new computer or something. You just unplug the hard drive, plug it in a new computer, and you're off to the races. There's no having to, reload all the images onto your computer or nothing. It's already on the hard drive. So it's super nice, super easy. There are so many good reasons why you want to do it like this, where you're using external hard drives that are very durable and easy to swap around. And then if one thing goes bad, you don't have a total meltdown. You can just keep on moving. I've had computers that have died and crashed and burned, or they got knocked off of the laptops. One more reason not to use a laptop, right? I've had them get knocked off onto the floor and break. And so I sent that person that was using that broke it. I didn't send them home because, it's okay. Accidents happen. I sent them to Best Buy or Walmart or somewhere nearby that sold laptops, right? Whatever the nearest store was that sells laptops, I said, go get another laptop to replace that one. And we just go and get it, and then we take that hard drive, because it probably wasn't, unlikely that they're both damaged. So you take the hard drive, plug it in the new laptop, boom, you're off to the races. Mac Mini, even better. They're more durable, they're under the table, they're less likely to get bumped off. You're not gonna hit it, you're not gonna spill anything on it. I've had drinks spilled on my laptops, and now you gotta go get it cleaned, whatever. So one more reason not to have a laptop, right? So the Mac Minis, super cool. These hard drives, super cool. Really important. It's all these little things that all add up to say, like, all right, this is a roadblock, or this is a bottleneck, or this broke down and now this became like an issue, right? So we're solving all of those for you, so you don't have to go through all the same headaches that I had to go through. Okay, if this helped you, give me a thumbs up, like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. Give me a thumbs down if you hated it. I get that. It's cool. No problem. Hard drives aren't for everybody. Yes, they are.